Welcome to the Land House channel. I'm Seth. I'm building a film studio and considering some lighting options, and Hyperlite sent over their Hexagon honeycomb shaped LED light. This has 5 different sections that fit together, and whenever they're powered up, they will cast a cool honeycomb look onto whatever shiny surface you have around. And so let's go ahead and open up the box, assemble this, and get this installed on my ceiling to see how well this lights up my studio space. Let's pull the contents out of the box and see what we're working with. We've got some foam to keep things safe, have some zip ties here, and it looks like we've got, those are 3 ways, so they connect the lights in 3 different directions. These are the edges, so it just goes in 2 directions. There's also a power cord in there, some wire nuts to lock things together. There's an instruction manual. I'll definitely have to check that out. And then we've got all these very lightweight light panels. Those will connect together on the end to power up these LEDs, and they are extremely light, so you can put these on your wall or ceiling. This connector is referred to as a 120-degree connector, and so you will place the light into this hole and it will make your connections down there. Another one goes over here, and there are also places for being able to mount this, which is nice to see. Now this one right here is referred to as a Y connector, and that will be where the center of these connects to. So you'll have 3 different places going out to finish up that honeycomb pattern. All of these lights are the same. You can see the connectors down here on the end, and if you turn those over, it's got the same type on the other end. And they are closed up, so no bugs should be getting inside of those, which is nice to know. The power cord has a typical 3-prong on one end, and then it also has a 3-prong on the other, and that can actually fit into any of these connectors. So if I were to plug that up here on this one right here, you can see it could power up that. So very nice to know that it will plug into any of those. The instruction booklet is pretty straightforward, so we'll be following this as I put these together. Let's begin assembling the first of the honeycomb here. I'm going to take one of the light bars and one of the Y connectors, and I'm going to press this into here. Now it can be a little bit of a challenge to get it to slide in there, but you just kind of wiggle it around a bit and it will find its way to that connector. So there we go. First one is now in there. Here we go. Now there is a little locking tab down here which will keep these from falling back out, and that is especially good whenever this goes up on a ceiling. Now that I have the first Y right here, I'm going to use one of the 120-degree angles and snap that down here on the other end, and just continue down the line until I have met it all the way back around to itself. And I can go ahead and complete this first of the honeycombs by putting one right down in here. Let's test out to see if this is going to work real quick. I'm going to pull the power cord loose from its zip tie. Go ahead and plug this up into one of the Y connectors. And then use the plug here into the wall. Hey, very cool. So we've got one honeycomb pattern that is totally lit up and working well. This is now the only light here in my studio space, and it is nice and bright. Check that out, very cool. If you put all 5 of these together, I anticipate it to be super bright. It will definitely add some unique lighting here into the studio space. So let's go ahead and continue working and get the rest of these put together. And I will probably mount this on the ceiling so we can see what it looks like up there. I just finished snapping together the second one of these out of 5. And I wanted to show you that it doesn't really matter what your pattern is, as long as each LED strip has power going to it. So if you only wanted 2 of these hooked up, then you could certainly do this pattern right here and put that on your ceiling or your wall, and you'd have just that. So I'm finding that if I press down on the bottom first and then slide this in, it seems to go a little bit easier. So just press down there and then push, and it goes in. Still a pretty tight fit. I just finished getting the light fully assembled. You can see there are 5 different sections and they all link together. Now I did add one Y connector right here so that I can connect the power cable on that side. And the other 2 pieces you could work with later, but those are just extras for now. And they do supply 1 extra of these so that you can have a backup in case one of them were to go bad. All right, so now we have to get this installed on the ceiling. I think before I get this on the ceiling, I'm going to make sure all of the pieces work. I think that would be wise. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this up. Yep, everything is working. Check that out. Very nice. All right, let's put this up on the ceiling. Taking a look at the included hardware, they have these drywall anchors included, and they've also got these screws right here. And so I think I'll just be using these, and these will all go into the little holes that you can see right in here, and that will just attach to the ceiling. Now my ceiling is a plastic corrugated vinyl, and so I should be able to screw directly into that. And because this is so lightweight, I don't think it's going to have any issue holding it up with these small screws right here. Okay, I'm up on the ladder here, and I'm going to go ahead and put this receptacle pretty close to the middle of this light here. So somewhere right in here. And I need to go ahead and get a few of these screws in to hold this up while I get the rest of them installed. Let's see how that's going to go. Might be a little awkward doing this alone, especially on a 10-foot tall ceiling. So, all right, yeah, just somewhere right in here, I think, is where this is going to be going. Well, there we go. I got one in there. Now to get the power connected, I was looking and I think it'll reach from here to the middle of the structure, no problem. Hopefully, so let's put this cord over here and find out. Yep, it sure will. So I'm gonna get this up under here so it kind of stays out of the way. And I might put that zip tie back on there to make sure the cord's not dangling, but to be honest, that's not bad. That's what it looks like before the power has been turned on. Let's go ahead and flip this switch here. Woohoo, check that out. I like it a lot. Let me turn off the other light so we can see just how bright it is in here. Yep, definitely nice and bright. Now I don't have a fancy car to show the reflection on, but I do have this shiny battery down here. We can see that reflection right there as it's making the honeycomb pattern on top of that battery. Very nice. I like that a lot. I'm going to turn this light on, and it's the only light here in the studio space. Depending on the mood or the type of videos that you produce with these lights, that is saying if you are a YouTuber, this light alone is not going to be quite enough to do all your filming. You're going to want to have some lights down here lower for the face, but it does provide plenty of light for your overhead hair light. And of course, you may be using this type of light for more of that artistic pattern that it produces, having all 5 of those honeycomb pieces. Well, to be honest, these lights installed pretty quick. They are plenty bright enough inside of a garage, or if you have something like a film studio you want to add a little extra to, then definitely consider these. These were from Amazon, so I'll have a link to that in the description down below if you want to check it out. The install was pretty quick and easy. It just requires a single wall plug, and in my case, this plug here is activated by a light switch, so I can turn these on and off with no problem whatsoever. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Seth with Land to House, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. All right, well, the lights are fully built and installed here on my ceiling. Now, the install was pretty quick and easy, and installing it up here on the ceiling wasn't bad either. Now, if you've got sheetrock, you're gonna have to use those little anchors, and it's gonna be a lot of pre-drilling to get those holes up there. But honestly, it's not too bad. The support that I have here on this plastic is more than enough to keep this up here on the ceiling. The power cord is just long enough to get to the middle of the structure if you go with the standard 5 hexagon that I've got here. And so keep that in mind for your receptacle placement. Now, my outlet up here is operated by a switch, so I can easily turn these on and off. If you don't have that, you may want to get one of those little remote controls so you can turn this on and off without having to climb up here and pull the cord out. So definitely check those out as well. Hyperlite sent these, but you can get them on Amazon. I will have a link for that in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Seth with Land to House, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.